Yes, so hello guys, welcome back to another edition of Sports Update Ghana, and as promised, I've dedicated myself to bring you up to speed on the Black Stars preparations for the 2023 AFCON. And today the Black Stars held their final training session ahead of their trip to Ivory Coast for the 2023 AFCON. This was a recovery training session which was held at the Kumasi Babara Sports Stadium, and for the first time, Mohamed Kudus trained with the Black Stars ahead of their trip to the AFCON in Ivory Coast. Before we get into the details of this and more, please subscribe to the channel, like, share, and don't forget to leave a comment. So let's get right into it. And right after playing the game against Namibia, the Black Stars held a recovery training session at the Kumasi Babara Sports Stadium ahead of their trip to Ivory Coast for the 2023 African Cup of Nations. Well, on Monday, January 8, 2024, the Black Stars took on Namibia in a friendly match at the Kumasi Babara Sports Stadium, and that game ended goalless with both sides failing to score a goal. Well, after playing that match, the team returned to training at the Kumasi Babara Sports Stadium ahead of the 2023 AFCON. For the past 6 days, the Black Stars have been training in Kumasi, but they've been training at the Dr. Che Sports Complex, only for them to return to the Kumasi Babara Sports Stadium on Sunday, January 7th, 2024, and they played against Namibia on Monday, January 8th. Then today, January 9th, 2024, the team held their final training session in Ghana just before they depart to Ivory Coast. Well, in this particular training session, which was held at the Kumasi Babara Sports Stadium, Coach Kudus and his technical team had the full complement of the team. That means all 27 players of the Black Stars were present during the training session. That tells you that Mohamed Kudus was indeed part of this training session. Well, Mohamed Kudus arrived in the Black Stars camp on Tuesday. Mohamed Kudus arrived in the Black Stars camp on Tuesday morning, and in the afternoon when the team departed for their training session, Mohamed Kudus was part of the players who took part in the training session at the Kumasi Babara Sports Stadium. It was all smiles for Mohamed Kudus as he trained with his teammates ahead of the 2023 AFCON. Well, Mohamed Kudus currently is with the Western Physio in the Black Stars camp. Well, Mohamed Kudus is currently nursing a slight injury, we are being told, because he had a tie hamstring, and that has prevented him from joining his teammates in the last few days. But since he has recovered from that setback, and he's still under the supervision and monitoring of the Western Physio, so that is why the Physio is with Mohamed Kudus in the Black Stars camp. Well, the interesting bit about this particular training session, which was held at the Kumasi Babara Sports Stadium, was that the players who started in Ghana's game against Namibia were not included in the training session that was held today. Well, the 11 players that started the game against Namibia were made to sit on the bench during the training session. All they did was to do some stretches, and they had the masseuse massaging them on the sideline. So the likes of Richard Ofori, who was the goalkeeper for the Black Stars in the game, did not take part of the training session. Same as Dennis Odui, Ransford Iboa, Konexdofa, Jordan Ayew, Joseph Pencil, Gideon Mensah, Elisha Owusu, Daniel Amati, Nike Williams, Alexander Jiku, and Baba Idrisu, as you can see in your shot, were made to sit on the bench during the Black Stars training session. The players who took part of the training session seriously were Ali Duseid, Nicolas Sopoku, Kingsley Schneider, Mohamed Salisu, Majid Ashimeru, Andre Ayew, Lawrence Atizigi, Jojo Wolakot, Osman Bukari, Abdul Fattah Hamid, Richmond Lamte, Ernest Nyama, and Jonathan Soa, as well as Mohamed Kudus. These are the players who took part of the training seriously on Tuesday. Well, so for this particular training session, Coach Kudus divided the reserve team into two, and they played small polls among themselves. Well, as we are being told that Antoine Semenyo and Abdul Salih Samet did not play the game due to some small injury worries they had. Well, in this particular training session, they took part of the training session actively and were involved in the training session. Mohamed Kudus also took part of this particular small pools that they played in the Black Stars final training session in Accra. It was such a great training session with the Black Stars as they prepared for the 2023 AFCON. After the training session, Coach Yusutin and the rest of the coaches held a meeting on the sidelines of the pitch for a while before the team said their final prayers and left the Kumasi Barbara Sports Stadium for their hotel ahead of the trip to Ivory Coast on Wednesday. Well, the Black Stars are scheduled to travel to Ivory Coast on Wednesday. Well, it is unknown if they'll be traveling from Kumasi straight to Ivory Coast or if they would just board a plane to Accra, then they would make a transit to Ivory Coast. Well, we don't know about that, but probably the Black Stars will be going to Ivory Coast straight from Kumasi, because that's even better, because Kumasi is closer to Ivory Coast compared to Accra. So yes, the Black Stars will be leaving to Ivory Coast on Wednesday, but in the meantime, the team had a dinner with President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, in Kumasi before their trip to Ivory Coast. Ghanaian celebrated dancehall musician Stonebwoy was also there, as well as Afua Singaton were all there during the dinner which was held for the Black Stars ahead of their trip to Ivory Coast for the 2023 AFCON. So this is the latest update on the Black Stars preparations for the 2023 AFCON. As and when latest updates drops, well, you can count on Sports Updates Ghana to bring you the best updates in sports beyond Ghana and more. Until then, thanks for doing the watching. Please subscribe, like, share, and don't forget to leave a comment. See you on the flip side. Please subscribe.